bird. He doesn't want to let me see him. As soon as I walk by him, he takes off. He's sitting up there in that nest, right outside my door. As soon as I walk under this carport, he's going to take off. Oh, there he stayed. I finally got him on video. Okay, today we are at the Old Trolley Line Park in Mount Joy Township. And I don't know much about this park. What I could see online, they had a map, but when you tried to blow it up to look at the different things on it, you couldn't see it, and I kept trying, so I thought I'll just drive here. But I see that it's located right across the street on Beverly Road from the Conewago Highlands Conservancy, and they have a sign that says Healthy Habitat coming soon. I know I've seen and heard that Conewago Highlands place in passing, but I didn't really know what it was about. And I'm looking across here and I don't really see a trail. I mean, there might be somewhat of a trail, but it's really overgrown. But interesting, because at least I know where it is now. But today we're gonna try to follow this old trolley line trail. I'm not really even sure why it's called that. I couldn't find any information as to why they called it that, and but it sounded interesting. It looks like a paved path, and this parking lot over here. I'll show you. Flip the camera around. Lots of people here today. So this is the parking lot. Lots of places to park, and I assume that's probably because there's some playgrounds for the kids. There's some ball fields, and it looks like a nice flat place to walk. Although I will say there is no cover from the sun or anything really. It's just a paved flat trail, but I figured no matter what, it was going to get me out of the house in this beautiful weather we're having, 76 degrees and sunny, although it's quite windy, and give me some fresh air and exercise. Really kind of doubt there's going to be much of interest on this trail. Sometimes trails surprise me, but right now it's just paved path. Looks like there's some kind of a little league game going on over here. Not many people here. I don't know what they're doing, but your typical walking park. Okay, looks like once we pass the ball fields here, there may be some signage up here, and surprise, surprise, it does hook up with the Conewago Recreational Trail. So, well, like I said, trails sometimes surprise you. I want to get a little bit of this bridge here, though. It looks cute, and it's looks like a place where there'd be lots of birds and butterflies to look at. Maybe it just goes over a boggy, marshy area here. That's what I think I'm seeing here. You see some of the marshy areas up there. I'm not going to go this way. I'm going to go back and go towards the Conewago Trail, because that looks more fun. Okay, so it says it's actually on a wetland, and ash trees. Interesting aspect of this is ash trees. So back in the early 2000s, the ash tree population was almost extinct, and now I guess there's hundreds of new ash tree saplings discovered, and they're growing here. Some of the birds that are out there that we might see: the red-winged blackbird, red-tailed hawk, and also cattails and the American toad. So let's just head out this way. That's for the actual Old Trolley Line Trail and Trolley Line Park. Nothing on this right here. I thought there might be a sign or something, but it's just a little pavilion, emergency storm shelter, it says. I don't know, that's kind of crazy, but I guess it would work, huh? Okay, I decided to go to the right. It looks like this Conewago Recreation Trail goes a long way in the other direction and a little shorter way in this direction. What is that behind here? Looks like there's some kind of a trail back there as well. I wonder how I get to that. Darn, I just walked up the road a little bit and I see a sign through the woods that says that that part is private property. So that's unfortunate because it goes right alongside of the Conewago Creek. A couple of joggers here. And it looks like there's so many interesting things back there too. I see like a railing of some sort. Not sure if it's a bridge. There is a path back there. And it looks like sort of the same material that's on this road, except it's a little thinner. So maybe there's a way to get to it that isn't private property. Comes a bicycler or bicyclist, I guess it would be. Seems like they're pretty strict about going over there, and that's so disappointing. I love exploring places like that, and I bet at one time it was open to the public and that there's lots of interesting things down there. Nevertheless, we're going to try to enjoy what we have today. We have some pretty blossoms here, and I've seen quite a bit of honeysuckle. A couple of joggers coming back this way. So it isn't completely isolated. Quite a bit of people on this trail, actually, and it doesn't seem like we're gonna see much. And I have that part of me, sorry about the sun, that is so mad because I can't go into this woods here to the left because of the signs, but I can see old bridges and ruins back there, and there's a path. Why aren't we allowed on it? I think it's the explorer in me that is crying about it because, oh my gosh, and I can't even get a decent, I guess I'll hold it up here. It looks like there's a gate up here, and I saw one of the bicycles turn to the left, so fingers crossed. So that was just a crossing over Kozer Road. To the left goes down, it looks like into a little development or something. And somewhere in there, Conewago Creek crosses. If we go long enough on this, we will cross over Conewago Creek. But it's kind of disappointing that we can't walk alongside it. More honeysuckle. Lots and lots of it. I think I hear a frog or a toad. There's this little culvert here on the side of the trail. Just a teeny little path down to it, and it's just a trickle. But I did hear something. On the other side of the road path here. Oh, this is such dry, slippery stuff. It's not much of anything, but it's something more interesting than the path. Here we go. Here's a little path, and I see it goes kind of down to the Conewago Creek. And I can see the water between the trees. Ooh, lots of algae, and I think it's algae on top of the water here. Look how pretty though over there. Sometimes scenes like that are just I don't know, idyllic, if that's the word. Down in through there, you can still see where the creek is winding through, and this looks like a nice marshy wetlands where you could see lots of wildlife if you were here long enough, or maybe if you had like a trail cam. Right here you can see where the creek is way back there. I'm not sure if you can see my fingers. Right back there. And so the creek itself winds around and loops around a couple times. It almost looks like there's a path through here. And I'm looking on my navigational map, and it shows a little fine, faint gray line in it, but I think that even though that line does follow along sort of this creek here, I think it's a elevation line or something. I see them from time to time on my map as I'm following a trail, a path that's not labeled or anything. And sometimes I wonder if I'm on private property or not. It's really kind of hard to know unless you see signs, you know. Okay, I determined that I would walk up to this point. Oh look, there's a little chipmunk sitting down there on the log. He's a cutie. Anyway, I had hoped there would be a nice, really nice cool bridge here or something, but there isn't. It's just a conduit. However, it's a very pretty view of the creek. And it's just a concrete conduit as well. Not as exciting as the stone ones. And on the other side, it's just another concrete tunnel conduit. And the creek goes underneath a whole bunch of brush. A lot of this area here on this part of the trail anyway appears to be in between private property. Some of it is farmland, and some of it, I don't know if you can see through the trees here, there's this like old farm equipment sort of just left and piled out in the field, and looks like it might be a building, of little wood outbuilding that they may have torn down. You can see it better through here. You know, stuff just rusting away out in the fields. Sometimes in my mind I wonder what people actually do with all this land, if they're actually doing anything with it. You know, I mean, it's great to have wildlands, you know, for the birds and the butterflies and the insects and the bees. That's really, really cool also. But sometimes I just wonder if that was their intention, or they just bought the land to have it. Now, like over here, I can see that they have some kind of animals, you know, in the pasture here. Up there, oh, there they are, cows up through there. But other ones, like on this side, don't see any fences, don't see any animals or like farm animals or anything grazing. It's just a lot of open space. Also, I forgot to mention that right up here to my right, a little ways up that way, is the Bel Air Woods Preserve, which I had been on to, and I'll try to insert the video card here. Not far from here, actually. I didn't know that. So I'm almost back to the parking lot, and really haven't seen, oh, there's a bunny. I really haven't seen too many interesting things, but you know, there's always the birds. The birds are chirping. They fill the area, forests and wetlands with beautiful noise. It's better than sitting in the house moping or something, you know. Okay, so we're back at the parking lot. I'm going to continue the loop here up around the ball fields. And I looked and I see that the Conewago Recreational Trailhead is only right up the road from here, on Route 230. So maybe I'll start from that end sometime. But today is my only day off for the next 7 days. So I'm gonna head home and enjoy my evening. Okay, back in my car, ready to head home. The park is super crowded now here at all the ball fields. The parking lot's full, and you know, it's a good park for kids. I noticed on my way back in they have a little fenced in place for gaga ball. Never heard of it, but they have separate playgrounds for different ages, and they're labeled, you know, 2 to 5 year olds and 5 to 7 or 5 to 10, I forget. So, you know, if you're a family, you're looking for a place to go that's close to home and you live in the area, this is a kind of nice place to go, you know. So anyway, got out. My total was 3 miles exactly today, and I got some fresh air, and I'm gonna head home and enjoy my evening. Namaste.